We spent a week in Liverpool, which gave us more than enough time to thoroughly explore the city and enjoy it. Plus, we were able to make day trips to northern Wales as well as Chester. Our hotel was located conveniently close to the James Street station and was on Castle Street, hence the name of the hotel, the Castle Collection. It was right in front of City Hall, very close to the tavern quarter, and a quick walk down to the waterfront. Our hotel was quite spacious, with a bedroom and a living area and a kitchen area as well, but the stairs going up presented a bit of a challenge. Right across the street was a great little restaurant called the Bouchon, and we took advantage of that several times while we were there. The waterfront is very close to Castle Street, and it's essentially divided into two parts: the Albert Docks to the south and the Three Graces to the north. We'll start with the Albert Docks. The Royal Albert Docks have been transformed into quite a tourist destination and includes such things as the Tate Modern Museum, a Beatles story exhibition, a maritime museum, the International Slavery Museum, and Customs and Excise Museum. In addition, inside there are a lot of restaurants, shops, and bars. It was so nice we decided to get out the drone and get a bird's eye view of the Royal Albert Docks. A small dry dock separated the two areas of the waterfront, so we decided to take a quick look at those as well. Leaving the dry docks, we encountered a propeller from the Maritime Museum, which was from the Lusitania, which was sunk by a German submarine in 1915. The skyline at the waterfront is dominated by three buildings called the Three Graces, one of which is the Royal Liver Building, the Cunard Building, and finally the Port of Liverpool Building. In St. George's Quarter, there's a huge sculpture called Super Lamb Banana, which is a cross between a lamb and a banana. In 2008, 8 replicas were created, and 4 of them are now displayed here on the waterfront. You may be familiar with the song Ferry Crossed the Mersey, and there is the Mersey Ferry, crossing, strangely enough, the Mersey River. Drones and seagulls do not seem to get along, and we were attacked quite a lot here in Liverpool. It was worse than any other city we went to, and we had to fly backwards fairly quickly to try and get out of range of them, but it turns out if you climb, you can out-climb them, so I will do that next time. On the horizon, you can see 2 cathedrals, the first of which is the Liverpool Cathedral, which is an Anglican cathedral, and second is the Metropolitan Cathedral, which is a Catholic cathedral. We will be visiting those in just a bit. Finally, as we come in for a landing, you can see the statues of the Beatles and the long line queued up to have their picture taken with them. The next day, we walked down to the James Street station, which happens to be one of the deepest underground stations in the world, largely because it goes underneath the Mersey River. And we took the train over to Chester, which is covered in another video. Very close to Castle Street is Derby Square, which contains the Queen Victoria Monument, and also it's very close to Liverpool One, which is a very modern shopping center in contrast to some of the other buildings around. One of the shops in Liverpool One was the Gordon Ramsay Bread Street restaurant, and we, of course, had to stop there for some dessert. Next up, and not very far away, was the Ropewalks area and also the Pride Quarter. We also stopped at the Monroe, which was a British pub with a Greek flavor to it as well, so it was very interesting. St. George's Quarter contains the Lime Street Railway Station, very, very large. And also there are a number of museums around the station that you can visit. The Lewis Building has a very interesting statue on it, a man standing on the prow of a boat, and he has a unique name, as you can see. Much of Liverpool is accessible by foot, but to get to Chinatown and the cathedrals, you must climb up a little bit of a hill, but it's not too bad. Further up the hill, past Chinatown, is the St. Luke's Church, which in 1941 suffered war damage by incendiary bombs, and it's been left in ruins in remembrance of the war. At the top of the hill is the Hope Street corridor, which links the two cathedrals together, but it's also an artists' community with many theaters and the Philharmonic. Just down the street from the Philharmonic Hall is the Philharmonic Pub, which contains one of the most exquisite interiors we saw in Liverpool. Even the men's room was decorated in sumptuous marble. At one end of Hope Street is St James Mount, which is where the Liverpool Cathedral is located. This is an Anglican cathedral and is the seat of the Bishop of Liverpool. The cathedral itself is the largest cathedral in Britain and the 8th largest cathedral in the world. The church is built in a Gothic Revival style, and although it may look old, it was actually started in 1909 and wasn't finished till 1978, hampered by a couple of wars and lack of materials during that time. The Liverpool Metropolitan Cathedral is located on the other end of Hope Street and is quite different from the Liverpool Cathedral, which we just saw. It is the seat of the Archbishop of Liverpool and the mother church of the Roman Catholic Archdiocese in Liverpool. It was started in 1962 and completed 5 years later in 1967. There were earlier designs proposed in 1933 and 1953, but none were completed. Well, that's it for our little tour of Liverpool. Be sure to check out some of the other videos, especially the ones on the Liverpool music scene, which are shown here.